So if you're feeling a little stuck right now about finding the clarity and energy to move in the direction you feel called to, my suggestion is getting in touch with your tribal, animal, mother language in yourself. So this is a Kundalini-Chrism yoga update, and because we're in the part of the cycle that's the lower three chakras, we're in sacrum, that means we're in the mother half of the year. So we have two aspects of ourselves. We have mother and father, or body and mind, tribal and meditation. So when we're in the body half of the self, the mother animal part of the self, we have to engage in tribal language, which is innate, instinctive language in the body, right? And this is all the gifts of the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is a woman. So we have Shiva, awareness, and that's father, and the creative energy that creates all life is Shakti, mother. So anything that is living, that breathes life, that moves and gives us power, animates everything, is a woman. So the Holy Spirit is a woman. It's not an it. Anyway, so in the Bible, some things happen to be true in that book, although a lot of it has been heavily edited. But the gifts of the Holy Spirit are real, which is song, dance, shouting loudly, speaking in tongues, light language. So all those creative flow gifts are what moves the Holy Spirit in us. So because we're currently at the sacrum, right, here, this is the waters, the primordial waters, all life comes from the waters. And we feel an urge to create ourselves anew, to move in a direction. But it's also very easy to get stuck here out of fear and a stagnation, because it's a great creative power. This is where it all comes from. It comes from the root into the sacrum and moves up the system, right? We don't have clarity right now. We don't have cognition because we're in the animal part of the self right now in the year. So we don't have the light hasn't been switched on. The lights are off. We're moving in the dark. And when we're moving in the dark, we have to move like animals. And that language is the mother's language, which is movement. So yesterday, and every time I share movement on here, it's during the sacrum part of the cycle. It's always sacrum. My body naturally goes into movement. I was just played music yesterday. I wasn't planning it. I was cooking. And then all of a sudden my body was like, nah, girl, we're moving. And I was, I'll put some video clips up, but I was just pumping it. Whatever came through, I was coughing, purging, crying, moving. And as I'm moving, I'm also there writing. I'm getting so much clarity because the movement helps me unlock the energy that's sitting here and wants to create, but it needs me. It needs me to co-create with it. I don't just stand here and I'm like, I have a sort of direction that I feel like I should move in. I need to bring impetus. I need to let my body go into a space where it can move that energy, right? So these old practices, indigenous practices, where you see African tribes jumping and dancing and like sort of really moving the body, right? Kundalini body. People think that's primitive. It's actually not. It's the highest technology on earth because that's prima materia. So unless we start moving that in our tribal instinctive way, we aren't going to bring the energy up the system into the chrism, into the pineal come December solstice. It requires, to move prima materia requires tribal, instinctive, creative presence of self without judgment, right? We've been brought up in a society where I remember when I first started to act, just kind of instinctively do this kind of movement. I remember watching myself and being like, oh my God, you're like full on witching right now. Look at how you look. This is like demonic, right? I had a gaze on myself that was judging myself. But I slowly let that go when I realized how powerful it was to just be in my full expression. And there's no gaze outside of me. I'm just in me, following it like an animal, allowing it. And when we give ourselves the space to do that, whatever it is for you, sing, emote, dance, cry, paint, create, but like splurge create, not like this is my special little creation that I've over edited and it's like suffocated. It's not time to edit your creation. It's time to just raw material that thing. Jackson Pollock that thing with yourself, just splash it out. And I promise you, it's called Tandava in yogic wisdom, which is the cosmic dance, right? Shiva and Tandava. And unless I cosmically dance my own body, the cosmic dance of creation, if I don't cosmically dance my own body, just in her flow, like no choreography, I'm just like in intuitive, instinctive movement, then I'm not cosmically creating my own life. We need to access these gifts of the Holy Spirit Mother, move the body, in order to actually move our lives in the creative direction that we really want for ourselves. So the cosmic dance of creation is our self-creation. So I'm always doing Tandava at this time of year. Like I said before, every time I share dance on here, it's during the sacrum, because my body's like naturally wanting to move that energy. When we come closer to December, as the energy moves up the system and it's coming into the third eye, throat, third eye chakra, these places, it's a different kind of energy, and I find myself meditating more because it's watching mind. But because I'm in the lower half of the system, in the animal part of the body right now in the cycle, the tribal instinctive languages in myself are what naturally come through. So that's just some encouragement. Like maybe it's something you're new to. It's fun. Just like, put music on, allow yourself to completely be in your body, no hovering over yourself, judging what comes through, and just move, and let whatever comes through come through. Emotions, sounds. I was purging, coughing last night, whatever it is. This is why they killed all the witches, So we're out there in the woods, like dancing like freaks during the sacrum time of the year, because that's what actually moves the energy. That's how you create yourself, or, So, that's my encouragement. And I wanted to I usually just show the dance at this time of year, but I wanted to give a little bit of a message around it, because it's a very important part of the alchemical process. It is for funsies and for releases, of course, but it's also for, it's prima materia here. So the movement brings the waters, the mud and the waters, and we're bringing it up into the Manipura come equinox. Manipura is place of fire and will. When we move and we just let this energy move in us, it will bring it up. It's bringing it up the system. But when we don't engage in these tribal languages in ourselves, these instinctive, creative languages and free flows, energy's going nowhere. Energy's going nowhere. Anyway. Star? Oh my gosh, who's the cutest face? I love this face. Okay, bye.